I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm salty. I am really fucking salty right now. Because LUBBA died. And that to me sucks huge, gargantuan elephant balls. And I don't like elephant nuts. I don't. So, the episode, because I'm gonna dive right in. The episode, from a story standpoint, has a lot of things going for it. But the most prominent thing is the death of another Night Raid member. And for me, it sucks. It sucks ass because... So let me go about the character scheme. LUBBA to me was a character that started off really fucking slow. I'm not gonna lie to you. He seemed very uninteresting. He was kind of funny, but he always did like the behind the scenes shit. Didn't really care that much about LUBBA at all. Then over the course of time, over the course of the progression of the series, I start to actually get more attached to LUBBA the more we find out about him. His personality, his ideals, his goals, stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, at the end of the day, as of late, LUBBA was a pretty cool character. And then, come to find out that he dies in this episode. And even though he did kill Shura, and the fight it wasn't as good as, like, let's say the Mine versus Siriu fight, obviously, because that fight was on a whole new level, but it was still a pretty good fight. And honestly, if the chick hadn't stabbed LUBBA in the back, he probably would have survived, but that's the way things rolled out. And to me, it sucks, because even though when it comes to this series, like the Game of Thrones, I try and detach myself from characters that I wind up favoring, because I know that odds are these characters are going to die. Unless it's Tatsumi, Akame, and at this point in time, I'm throwing Mine too. Unless it's those three, the characters are at risk of dying. Even S-Death, at some point, I do think that she will be at a risk of dying. So, and even still, I don't have that much character attached to S-Death. She's a badass character, but I'm not that attached to her. But LUBBA, I was, because finding out that he had this whole thing with an agenda, how he had to fake his own death just to be with her, how even as someone who is normally complaining about the situation at hand, how he can't get chicks, how he still is at the end of the day faithful in some weird roundabout way. At the same time, he wanted to create his business, a bookstore, make it into a franchise, and propose an agenda. Like, he did all this stuff that I think would have been really cool had they had kept him alive and expanded upon it, especially bringing an agenda into his character scheme in full, but they didn't, because think about it for a second. The agenda never acknowledged LUBBA and his feelings for her, nor did, and I can't really blame her, because I think it was more so his fault, where he never told her. If he actually, but then again, why would he have to tell her if he was following her over the course of all these years, even when they left the military and they became assassins to fight against the Imperial capital? So, to me, it's kind of like there were so many things possible with LUBBA's character, where now that he's dead, it sucks, because you know that there's probably not going to be any character growth for that character. Now, it could be done via third person, meaning that you're going to have like Tatsumi talk to an agenda, say how LUBBA, he loved you, he did all these things for you, and so on and so forth. The agenda may say some things about LUBBA to Tatsumi, and, you know, they can go on from there. Because Tatsumi, at this point in time, because I wouldn't call Susanoo, he's not a human being, he's an Imperial Arm, so it's technically, it was LUBBA and Tatsumi who were the only two guys remaining among the Night Raid. And now that he's dead, LUBBA, Tatsumi has to be the one to, I guess, be that masculine figure among the Night Raid members, though he is the most inexperienced of the Night Raid. So it's odd because in another way you can look at this whole situation, Lubba would have been another mentor figure, another Aniki for Tatsumi, because you saw over the course of time, Lubba and Tatsumi's character, like their characterization together was actually growing. I mean, in the episode, you see them chilling, having fun in the alleyway. Sounds kind of weird, but whatever. And they're talking about mine, and are you getting checked to mine? Like, how's that going on? And, just, doing shit. Like, they're bros. And because Lubba was more experienced, he could have taught Tatsumi a lot of things. But now that he's gone, there's no more, like, experienced male figure among the Night Raid that Tatsumi can look for to advice. Aniki's dead. Lubba's dead. He's the only one. So, in that regards, too, it sucks ass that Lubba's dead. So, it just sucks on so many levels that Lubba's dead. It sucks massive monkey balls, and I don't like it. I mean, yes, it happened and went down, but it still sucks. So, if there's one thing about character deaths that I don't like, it's the fact that some characters, when they die incomplete. Meaning that there's so much more to their characterization that could have happened, but it didn't happen because they died. So, I mean, that's another negative among character deaths. I mean, overall, the sense of danger is astronomically high. I only feel safe for Tatsumi and Akame. Mine, kind of, yeah, now. Everyone else, their head's on the chopping block. You never know when in comes the guillotine, and fuck, oh shit, there goes Leone, oh shit, there goes Wave, oh shit, there goes Chroma, which Chroma's gonna die. Honestly, she's gonna die. So, let me go to the basics, because I want to go to the other stuff in the episode. Number one, animation overall, pretty good. Though, I will say this. I don't know if I can exclude under animation, but the voice actor for Budo, is it just me, or does the voice not really fit? Maybe I'm going crazy, but for Budo, I expect like someone like a Blackbeard. Like deep, like huge balls down to the fucking ground. Like that's what I expect from Budo. Because he looks that way. Just big, burly, intimidating. But the voice for Budo, I would give to someone that's of much smaller build, who's far less intimidating. Like, seriously. Like, the voice actor for Budo, I think, doesn't match. At all. So that's my thoughts right there. Again, it's not really animation, but I'll throw it in there just because. When it comes to the pacing is fast as usual, but it is particularly fast, I think, for the ending moments of Lubba. Because when you consider the fact that characters like Bullis, Chelsea, Shele, Aniki, when it came to their final moments, they were dragged out substantially so. And I understand that when it came to Lubba, he was in the midst of freefall. But for Lubba's ending moments, it's crosstail, and then flashback of the Night Raid, then the agenda, the woman that he loved his entire life that he could never tell his feelings for, and then he falls down and then he gets skewered. So, which by the way, that didn't please me at all, because I'm what the fuck, like really. So like these guys just happen to have all their spears raised up, fucking stab, pinpoint that shit. But again, the point here is the fact that when it came to his final moments, compared to other characters' final moments, his seemed like chop, 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 call a damn day. Where the others were dragged out substantially so. At least for the most part. Now, when it comes to the character development and character progression and that kind of shit, character-wise, the main person that we get character development for is Shura. We find out who he is, first of all, obviously, what his powers can do and how. Well, we know what his powers were from like episode 11 or 10, whichever episode he was introduced in. And honestly, as a character, not that huge, because this is like, in honest, the second time we're seeing his character in an episode. And we find out that he sees the people around him as mere toys. How he gets really bored a lot, therefore he does really sick shit to appease his boredom. How his powers have limitations, but with some type of drug, he could teleport, he can mark an entire area, including the air, and basically increase his teleportation zone. And how he wanted to but he wanted to surpass his father. So that's where most of the character development goes for this episode. Shura. But then again, at the same time, it's neglected a lot because he dies. The episode where he gets the most character development, well, he winds up dying in that same episode. So, Shura, at this point in time, he's not bad. I mean, honestly, we're not going to get more. I highly doubt that we're going to get more character insight on Shura. So, let's just say, overall, as a character, in the anime, he's not bad at all. I mean, he could have been obviously pushed more, but they decided not to. And from my understanding, there are differences, as always, between a manga and an anime. And I actually did hear that they're gonna have a filler ending for this anime of Akame got killed. Whether it's the series or it's the season, I'm not too sure. But that's what I heard. Now, the next thing is Budo. His character introduction and his abilities, the lightning shit, which was some dope ass shit. When this dude took out Tatsumi, and they captured him, by the way, Tatsumi's captured. But when they took him out, had some lightning shit going on, had a whole feel like, yeah, Tatsumi, yeah! I'm like, what the fuck? It was epic. This dude's epic. He's epic as fuck. Though, again, the voice actor doesn't match. He's still epic. Do I have a bias? Yeah, I got a bias. I do. His lightning shit's pretty beastly. Apparently, he can tussle with S-Death. I can see why he can tussle with S-Death. S-Death is OP. This dude's OP. Just saying. And apparently for him, it's a generational thing. For his family are tasked with protecting the Imperial capital. So, I don't know if that also means that his Imperial arm is generational. Because from my understanding, an Imperial arm, they sync up with the person that has a very good first impression of that Imperial arm. So I don't know if Budo's Imperial arm first belonged to his father and then his grandfather before him. I don't know. But either way, dude's beastly. That simple. And then finally, character-wise, I'll probably go to Onest himself. Where Onest, this guy, Onest, started to like fake cry for like a split second about his son dying. Then said, oh well, not a big deal. His own son, his own flesh and blood. And I'm not that surprised because Onest is a fucked up dude. But still, and now we get more insight onto Onest and how, even if you're family, he doesn't give a fuck. Does not care. This guy's a monster. That's the way he is. And I guess a little bit on Mine, where Mine, it seems like the Night Raid pretty much know that Mine and Tatsumi are having a thing now. And Kurome, she's done. The way I see it, Kurome, her body is slowly deteriorating. Because she should have died from Chelsea's attack. But she didn't because of drugs. And even though she is pretending to be A-okay, she keeps on like having these moments. And then this moment was more severe than the other moments because she passed out, bonafide, so she's gone. So, in my mind, Kurome's body is slowly deteriorating to where even if she doesn't fight against Akame, she'll wind up dying anyway. Just saying. Finally, story-wise, the main thing here is that you have Shura who died, you have Kurome who is now bedridden again, you have Budo who's introduced in the story, you have Tatsumi who's captured, and by the way, I found it very displeasing when it came to the end of the episode where you have the flyers everywhere, Tatsumi executed, a public execution. You have Leone, you have Mine, and you have an agenda. They're there, and they can see that. And An agenda specifically doesn't say shit about the goggles that were also being hung on that wooden post. The goggles that belong to LUBBA. So that upset me because I'm like, so we're all noticing that it says Tatsumi, he's being executed, public execution, but we're not taking into account that LUBBA just died. Again, more so from the agenda because she was the one that he loved. And then finally, LUBBA himself dying. So those are the main points in the story. Because Shambhala, I don't know who's gonna. Well, no, because Tatsumi didn't grab Shambhala, and if he did, it doesn't matter because he's captured anyway. Esdeath is gonna do something, but I don't know what she's gonna do specifically. Because Esdeath, she may try and break him out of prison. I doubt it because she is loyal to the Imperial Capital. So Esdeath, where that goes, I'm not too sure. I'm really not. But overall, that's what it's looking like right now. It's looking like Tatsumi's gonna be captured. Well, he's captured. Esdeath may pull some shit, don't know, because she does love Tatsumi, so her love, at the end of the day, may supersede her loyalty to the Imperial Capital, which would be ironic in so many ways, given her character scheme. But she won't join the Night Raid, that's for sure, at least in my personal opinion. So overall, the episode, I'm going to give it a rating of... It's not as good as the previous episode, but LUBBA did die. That does mean a lot to me. I'm going to give a rating of an amazing. And I will see you guys later. So King of Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace, have a nice day, and rest in peace, LUBBA. Because this dude is one of the best. He's one of the best. Just saying.